Good evening from Yummy BTV. Wishing you all well today. Sending special love to you on another glorious summer's day down here in the countryside. And hoping your day in the sunshine has gone the best it possibly can. Now, I've just fell asleep in the park. I know, an hour or so went past and I thought, oh God, I've got engagements. So I had to get up. I was going to do a video down there. But I had to rush back to my uncle's to get ready to go and meet someone tonight, right? Now, I woke up this morning and I had my plans to do a couple of videos and, formulating content in my mind about what I was going to put up today and that kind of stuff, right? And then the telly went on and straight away I saw my old adversary, that ugly, dirty, stinking, scumbag, serial killing, ugly bastard, Levi Belfield, right? And I said to you, look, I'm not going to waste my energy on talking about him again because you know that I hate his guts and he hates me. Facts, right? I saw the headline, the commentator comes through and he says, yes, Levi Belfield has won his case and will be allowed to marry the lady in question. Uncle Yami's been digging deep into his resources and knows, sadly, who she is. But we don't do things like that on Yami BTV. We're not on no hate campaign for a lady that's been manipulated. The same lady, though, fair to say, who was introduced to Levi Belfield. She was on the Yorkshire Ripper Peter Sutcliffe's wall in a photograph. We know that Peter Sutcliffe had a lot of fan mail from a lot of ladies all around the world. And Levi Belfield goes into his cell and says, who's that one? Who's this? Oh, no, that's what happens in prison in general. When people got loads of pictures up of ladies in there, it's the one thing that grown men miss the most, isn't it? Having contact with females. Now, well, that was one thing I missed anyway, right? So he comes to a picture of her. Sutcliffe says, oh, yeah, I could sort you out if you want to have a pen pal, pen friend, somebody to write to, Levi Belfield. Yeah, that'd be nice, wouldn't it? Somebody for me to write to and all that and everything. So Sutcliffe is the mediator between the two. They start writing to each other. Right, now, after a short time, not really that long, a few years then, on and off, she comes out and states with her own words that he is not the monster that the whole world says he is. No, he killed loads of little girls for no reason whatsoever, right? Apart from hatred towards women and children in general, really. He pleaded not guilty to those convictions that he's in jail for, but now he's in jail admitting to ones that they didn't know that he did, if you get what I mean. Attention seeking. We know he wants his name in there with his warped state of mind to ring forever and ever and ever and drive those victims' families' nails into their coffins more and more and more by rubbing more salt into the wounds every time his name is called. The reason why I said I wouldn't do another video, the last one, when it came out that it requested to get married, the prison system, rightly so, Franklin ACAT protection wing, the vulnerability for the wrong ones, Rule 43s or vulnerable prisoners, to pay respects, because everybody's a sexual predator on there, or serial killers, if you get what I mean. They say no, we don't care what the human rights say. We don't think he should be allowed the luxury of being allowed to have a big day event while he's got a whole life sentence tariff, meaning he's never to ever been released for his appalling crimes against women, right? Break this down carefully today. The prison system say, no, we're not having that. We'll argue that out, mate. We know that Belfield, as a solicitor, who's challenged cases and prison authorities before with a stabbing he got money for, negligence, police, prison staff walking around places with him and saying, oh, they're negligible for what they did here. And he's won those cases and he wins this one as well now. Because they say to the authorities, the human rights say, no, but it's set in stone that if you're a prisoner, that right cannot be taken away from you, that you should be free to marry if you're whoever you want behind the prison walls, right? So that's loads of men. Paul Sykes got married. Big Paul had a big event and a big day. I think it's online on video for those that don't know how it takes place in prison. Have a look at that one. Delroy Showers was on that marriage thing with him on that day, right? So Belfield would be afforded the luxury of calling two of his cronies, probably the worstest of the worst, to come and join in with the event with the lady in question and enjoy their day. And prison officers in front of a chaplain or an imam in a mosque, well, we know that what his religion is, so it'd be more likely by the imam. And there'll be, witnesses and people participating in such a big event in such an institution, because it doesn't happen regularly in there. So he gets afforded that. So what do we know? They, once again, authorities, can't seem to do anything about it. On the other day, there was a program on ITV. I don't know if we spoke about this, but there was a program called Manhunt on, played by actors, about the police inquiry into capturing Belfield. So they done a kind of what took place in the real world when the police were closing in on him and finding bits of evidence here with the sad case of Amelia. They made a thing out of it with actors and the emotions of certain police officers. I never understand how even doing that gives him something to watch on TV and see that his name is being called still. More pain for the victims. Now he gets to marry a lady that thinks he's God's gifts, and he's not the man that the whole world says he is. He really is a nice human being. Okay, I'm not gonna. All I know is you are the only person, young lady, on this earth who's gonna think that of him or similar mindsets. I don't know. She's probably lonely. Be manipulated. If you like the Yorkshire Ripper and you was friends with him, then Gordon Bennett, it looks like there's a crowd for all kinds in reality. And in reality, for what we look down on or frown upon, and they frowned on us with our crimes and whatever, there is a crowd for absolutely everything. We know that through the sexual predators. There's a crowd there. The serial killers, going over their thing. We talked about Pitchfork again, getting released. In fact, he is out, been out a few months or a couple of months. They are appealing it, for the families. I've had contact there. I'd like to know that. So we've done something well yesterday, and thank you very much for all your support. It's going to matter in the end, because yet they struggle to let people like Charlie Bronson out and all the IPPs and all the people that haven't killed people and are a risk in their own right for what their crimes are and their prison behaviour. But yet, the biggest risk and the worstest crimes, which was in history, you could be punished by death, the death penalty. Steve speaks for itself, but yet you would prefer to run the risk of that rather than someone being a burglar or having a fight down the road. You've let many people out on licence with the same conditions you put Pitchfork on. He's not allowed to approach this and that. He did. He swiggled out of it, goes on another hearing. I've been through all these things before. And then all you do when that's not founded and he gives his reason is they make the solicitors apply for another hearing. Now that bit's gone, we've addressed that, why he approached that woman. Nothing really took place, but, he broke his conditions, but we'll implement this and we offer that because it wasn't in the way that you lot thought it was. So he gets another crack at the whip, right? That's a man who killed 2 children by strangulation and for sexual desires. Belfield killed probably many, many more women for no reason whatsoever, with absolute brutality and no remorse. We know that he's coughed up to Michael Stone. I believe is innocent. You know that I stand by that. I don't believe Belfield done the Jodie Russell thing. One of these days I'm going to explain to you why as well, because I've looked through certain things and that whilst I was in there, and I just don't put that down to Belfield. I could be wrong, right? But my reasoning behind everything is him coming out with these new crimes for the ones he hasn't never admitted to nothing, and now he wants to, is just purely for attention seeking. It's the only reason. There's no other reasons. I'm still here, you lot. And they went up there the other day. Yeah, he was charismatic. He's not no charismatic geezer. He is one of the most, listen, in his presence, I've explained it to you, he's one of those, he might crack his jokes. They're not funny. They're not, the only people that would listen to him, he was a bully. Okay, he used to have a fight with geezers and all that, so we can't predominantly say that he just hit women. All right, we'll give your little town down there that little bit. In his young days, he had a row with what's his name and what's his name. But he, for whatever reasons, only he knows and his mum knows, whatever, he hates women and young girls. Yeah, he does. So that's why he did everything that he did. I didn't want to go into this video for too long, but we want to still, we don't want him to get any joy out of this for this marriage. I don't think there's anything we can do, but once again, it highlights the flaw. Why not just say no? You could just say no. You're not allowed to come out. You killed 2 girls, you pitchfork. You're not allowed to. You're not, it's not that kind of life, man. I thought Britain was what was about all that. And then what about our country? And what about Belfield? What you've got a whole life tariff. You're a manipulated woman. You're getting, for the hatred that you've shown that's been proven, not just one woman, but girls and women, loads. So your risk is that. It don't matter whether it's in there or out there. You're preaching the gospel to her and telling her that, and she's going like that, yeah, don't worry. She gets fascinated, warps herself. I don't know, man, but we're not going to get nothing by naming anyone. It's going to come out because the event is, anyway, so it's going to come out, right? But I feel the backlash that's going to come for that sad lady, boy, I wouldn't want to be her. I've got to be honest, because there's no way. It's an insult to the families, to the victims' families, that his name should still be getting called. And not only that, his name's not getting called where he's been attacked, and we like to hear that in there, let's be honest. But we're hearing when he's winning stuff and getting his own way and all that. Absolute travesty. Sending loads of love, hoping to come back up tonight. Have a good day.